Well, good afternoon and welcome to TIO Stadium in Darwin for the Elimination Final today in the 2020-21 NTFL Women's Premier League competition between Nightcliff and Southern Districts. My name's Liz Cruz, and joining me in the commentary box today I've got Heidi Thompson and Stu Davis. As always, welcome guys.
G'day, how are we going?
Good, I've just dropped my piece of paper.
Good start. Good start. No, I think this is the final of the two. I think that this will be the pick of the two finals this weekend, being that Nightcliff and Southern Districts are going to be quite competitive. I think the next game might not be as hotly contested. But yeah, both teams, well, one team coming off a win, coming off a loss, and Districts will be having their back up over having a big win over Buffs, and then Nightcliff a bit tail between the legs with a loss against Waratah, so see how they rebound from that. Yeah, for sure. And just looking at the teams and on the bench coming off, Stu and their Southern Districts have only got a few players on there.
Yeah, a bit short on numbers, which is surprising, but obviously in reasonably good form. But of course, these two played 2 weeks ago, and Nightcliff had a win on that occasion, so they'd be confident from that at least.
Well, we're underway at TIO Stadium in Darwin. You're watching AFLNT's coverage of the 2020-21 NTFL finals.
And it's Southern Districts who are first into attack, inside forward 50, but scooped out the back and picked up there by the Nightcliff defence in Andy Mollier. But kick comes out over the boundary line now, and we've got a boundary throw-in. Yep, it's inside the 50, so a boundary throw-in at right half forward for Southern Districts. So no problems with the weather today as far as rain's concerned. The forecast is there's no chance of rain, so that's terrific for what should be a great game of footy. So going forward for Districts was Bella Clark on the left foot mark, not quite taken. Mulvale gets a handball out, and strongly in defence, Nightcliff work it out towards half back. Through the hands there, and Stephanie Baxter held without the ball, and now she'll plays on quickly towards the outer side. Bella Clark makes front position out there and gets it on the bounce, chips it back in, but it's chopped off at half back. And Sam Clark, that was for Nightcliff, she kicks to the outer side where Eliza Morrison drives Nightcliff forward again, and Danielle Jangara Cooper on the end of this one, but ball's loose between wing and half forward for Nightcliff. A strong tackle, and we'll have a ball up.
Expecting to see that a bit. Sam Clark in the back line there, having a rebound kick into Eliza Morrison. Big game from her today. I'm sure she'll be raring to go.
And no rain, as you mentioned, Stu, but it is pretty warm out there today. Bit of humidity around.
Yeah, certainly is, but at least we've got a firm track, and so looking for all the skills to be displayed today.
Yeah, TIO Stadium's in magnificent condition out there. It's beautiful ground.
Hannah Turnbull with her nose over the ball gets collected high, and she'll take the free kick.
Been working on her fitness, Hannah. She's been at F45 every week, and looking for a big finals season from her.
Of course, one of the captains for Nightcliff, but it's Districts going forward again, a long kick forward, and Mulvale running onto this one, throws her boot at it, but couldn't get it, and it's off hands and through for a minor score. But a good forward entry there by Districts, and put plenty of pressure on the Nightcliff defence.
She looked back at the umpire then, Heidi?
Yeah, I think she might have thought she might have got a shoelace to it, Cruzy. I think it was an airy in the end.
I think it was.
So Nightcliff working the ball out of defence, out towards half-back. Off the ground there by Hatsis Marlis. And some good skills there.
Christy Irvine. Exie.
So Irvine
going for
dashes
a run.
away with a couple of bounces now, loses control of the ball. Back onto it again now, picks up and breaks clear, kicks long with the left foot towards goal. It looks good, it's gone all the way through. What a fantastic passage of play.
And a big recruit for Nightcliff. Hasn't played the whole season, played post-Christmas, and what a pickup, what a handy pickup. Booming left foot kick, and to take a couple of bounces there. She's played at actually 3 clubs, Cruzy.
She has. I played with her about 12 years ago at St Mary. She was our captain, our premiership captain, so she's been around a long time. She played for Tracy Village and now Nightcliff. She played for NT Thunder, She was part of the NT Kites about 13 or 14 years ago, the rep side. So
yeah, lots of experience there.
She was a real trailblazer in women's footy in Darwin in the NTFL. And you know, look, she'd be a veteran out there. I'll call her today. I won't give away her age, but look at that goal.
Little rugrat Zeke just starting to walk. I see on Facebook. So she's definitely got her hands full there and looking super fit.
Yeah, she's got twin boys and it's their 3rd birthday today. I was just talking to their mum before, so happy birthday to the boys.
Liz Morrison, Eliza Morrison, with the free kick and played on with a bounce and kicks forward towards half forward, and good work down there by Gooden. Gooden drives them forward. Hotly contested ball just at the top of the goal square. Some more support comes in for the Southern District's defenders as Nightcliff try to work it out. A kick off the ground here is another excellent finish for Nightcliff, and 2 quick goals. Can we pick up who that was? The numbers are pretty hard on those yellow jumpers.
They are
number 13, I believe.
So that's
Kira Hill-Carter.
yeah. So Nightcliff really impressing with a couple of forward entries and taking full value with shots on goal.
Came from Eliza Morrison there as well. Quick play on. She got the free, quick play on into space, looking for Michaela Ward, who's going to be their key forward up front. She went to ground, and it looks like the player who kicked it was Kira Hill-Carter, who just was there in the right position to kick it off the ground.
Absolutely. So 5-minute mark of the first quarter here at TIO Stadium. It is Nightcliff, 2 straight goals leading Southern Districts, the one behind.
Emily Casey with the clearance for Nightcliff down towards half forward. It's over the back, or strong again coming through, but chopped off this time, and now hand pass comes out and a long kick forward towards the goal square. It's another goal on the board.
It's raining goals,
going
Stu.
Crazy here, Nightcliff, and yeah, that was another fantastic finish.
I think it was Jackie Anion-Smith, was it?
Yeah.
Legs. Yeah.
Legs.
It was
So
I don't call her legs for nothing.
That's right.
She can
She's
have
having
a big booming kick.
absolutely great season. Like, can kick from 50 metres out. She was a state league soccer player, I believe. So, you know, another one of our NTFL women's players that, you know, crosses codes from the Auburn Giants in AFL Sydney. So before she came up to the top end.
Yeah, she's been a huge pickup for Nightcliff. They've definitely used her a lot in the forward line, just that run, and she's got really strong through her core and her legs, and clearly you can see with that kick on goal.
So at the 6.5-minute mark of the first quarter, it is Nightcliff, 3 straight goals, leading Southern Districts, just the one behind still.
And it's Nightcliff again with the clearance. So Anion-Smith again puts Nightcliff into attack. It's down to centre half forward there. Morrison comes in and picks up the crumbs, but she's tackled, and well tackled, and she's penalised there for incorrect disposal.
Good match up there. Bella Clark on Eliza Morrison. Tried to fool her with a bit of a show and go, and Bella Clark was onto it.
Clark's kick comes out towards the wing here, but that one's chopped off. Nightcliff down towards half forward now, and it's Jangara Cooper who runs down towards the pocket and then backs back around. Morrison's slung off the ball, and play on's the call. The ball's free now down towards the left forward pocket, picked up in defence by Megan Crawford for Districts, and now Bush gets a kick out, but that one's chopped off by Hatzismalis. She tries to break a couple of tackles, eventually gets the hand pass out, and now the ball's free again, but Georgia Kennedy there on the end of that one with a bit of a push in the back, so she'll take the free kick.
Poor discipline there from Kelsey Patterson. Just needed to be a little bit more composed under pressure there. Didn't need to push in the back.
So Nightcliff across half back. Turnbull gets the hand pass across to Sophie Hatzismalis. Her kick's smothered, but she goes back in and picks it up, but that one's chopped off by Brock for Southern Districts. Brock looking to move the ball towards the outer side of the ground now, but there's plenty of Nightcliff numbers out there. And again, the kick's chopped off by Brooke Hayne on the outer side. So District's looking to mount something from the outer side wing now. Oh, plenty of physical pressure there, and Nightcliff bring it out of defence and
Through Sam Clark again. That's about 3 or 4 rebound 50s she's had there. Really crucial in the back line.
kick inboard, and Nightcliff using the ball pretty well so far, and now go down towards half forward, but that one's chopped off across half back, and Districts bring it down towards the centre of the ground, but picked up down here by Jangara Cooper. Gets a quick hand pass out, but play on's the call now, and holding the ball has been paid, and it'll be Southern District's free kick in the centre of the ground.
A couple of free players out on the wing here, which they think they'll use. Space is probably the key rather than going down the middle there before with Bella Clark.
Emma Forsyth on the end of it in some space, and she's run a long way. Play on's the call. She kicks long and high towards full forward. Off a couple of hands there. The mark was claimed, but I think the call was right. That the Nightcliff defender had Hatzis-Marlis had hands on the ball first, and then it was claimed by Kelsey Patterson, but good call.
Ree Bush up in the ruck.
Yeah.
Don't see that very often.
She's a competitor.
And that one's trapped in. Emily Field hands it over to the umpire.
Umpires today, Jacob Port and Jonty Beard.
So beautiful tap out there, Turnbull with the hand pass, and it kicks half smothered, and coming in again for Districts was Forsyth. Her kick squirts out towards the boundary line, where Bush is first there. She's bundled over the boundary line and with the ball, and we'll have a boundary throw in.
She did pretty well there, knowing that the numbers were actually probably advantaging Nightcliff there, so she just did her best to get it over the line for a stoppage. Emma Forsyth, from memory, had a really good game last time these two played, and she's off to a real flyer again.
That throw in has cleared the whole playing
I
group.
might need to readjust for the next one.
So ball free in the forward line, a quick snap at goal, but offline by Kelsey Patterson, and another minor score to Districts.
So just coming up to the 11-minute mark, you're watching AFLNT's coverage of the 2020-21 TIO NTFL finals from TIO Stadium in Darwin, and it's Nightcliff 3 straight goals, leading Crocs 2 behinds.
And again, Sam Clark, once again, there, Stu, kicking out.
Just found space, didn't she? And they have to work better defensively on her, I would think. Can't give her that sort of space. But it's Districts coming again. Oh, strong over the back and punch forward, but picked up out there by Hugavine Hill. She hooks it around the corner, but coming in to chop that one off is Turnbull for Nightcliff. She switches the ball to the grandstand side. Oh, good work over the top there by Elizabeth Taylor. But ball comes out again. Michaela Ward with the hand pass back here.
Well, Wardy's pushed up the ground a fair bit here. She's their target up front. She's in their defensive half at the moment.
So the ball's loose on the wing. Oh, picked up down there by Megan Crawford and copped a high tackle. So she'll just steady things up for Southern Districts and go back and look to put Districts into attack. She kicks down towards half forward now. Brock's there for Districts, taps it forward and then picks it up herself, gets a hand pass across to Mulvale. Mulvale with a quick kick forward. Bush was standing underneath it, but under pressure the ball got knocked forward for Nightcliff. It's loose again on the ground. Coming in there for Districts was Elizabeth Taylor, and forced the ball out of bounds off the hands, and a boundary throw in.
Once again, Sam Clark just halved the contest there. That Districts player probably just needed to go at the ball and would have taken the mark cleanly, but she came through and punched it, and they created another stoppage here. Really good work from Nightcliff defending.
So from the boundary throw in, Morrison gets the clearance, chips it up towards the wing, and now her teammates pick up the ball, and dashing along here is Lauren Gooden, but lost control of it, got it back again. Touched off the boot was the call. Bella Clark's there. She breaks one tackle and then drives the ball forward, and that's good work to find Janaya Kopp.
The Alice Springs connection here. Sam Hugavine Hill and Janaya Kopp playing from Alice Springs.
So she goes up the corridor. She had a loose player wide, ignored that, but the kicks missed the target here. Turnbull slides in, and she the free kick's going against her for sliding in, even though she's claiming she got hit high, and the kick forward by Rebecca Wing, but it's chopped off in defence, and Nightcliff looking to bring it to the grandstand side again. Morrison's underneath this one and takes the mark. on defensive 50.
Should be looking for Anion Smith here potentially, or Kat Simmons on the wing.
Simmons got her hand to it but couldn't control it. Well done by Lee Feeney there for Districts to keep it in play and kick forward. Morrison's on the end of it again. She kicks quickly under pressure and picked up down here by Luchetti for Districts. But it's just a bit of ping pong at the moment. Ball going backwards and forwards. One kick to another, but this time Hoogeveen Hill comes in and takes the mark for Districts and looks to kick the ball long down towards the goal square. It goes over the back of the pack. Turnbull's first there and off the boot and out of bounds, and maybe the umpire and the field umpire having a conversation here. And,
looks like it's going to be a throw-in.
Throw-in, yeah.
Might have bounced just before the line. Possibly.
Yeah, I
it
think
definitely
so.
came off the boot. I'd love to see Sam Hoogeveen Hill there push back and have a kick. She can kick that distance. It would have went over the back and possibly rolled through.
So the throw-in, Axis Marlis over the top. But coming in here for Districts is Taylor. She's got plenty of Nightcliff numbers around her. Picks up the ball and then it slips out, and now it's pushed out the back, picked up by Bush, has a shot on goal but hits the goalpost. So really Districts have probably had the ball in their forward half more than Nightcliff, but Nightcliff have been really efficient, of course, going forward.
So 15-minute mark of the first quarter. Nightcliff 3 straight goals, leading Southern District 3 straight points. 3 scoring shots apiece. But a big difference on the scoreboard.
Yeah, but I think Nightcliff have really scored against the run of play. Those quick goals that they had, really Districts had all the ball and all the inside 50s, and it only took a quick couple of kicks, but you kick straight and you get scoreboard pressure.
I think the Nightcliff coach would be pretty happy with 3 goals at quarter time. Though,
Most definitely. Shannon Miller will be wrapped with that effort, but it's only a quarter of footy, Cruisy, so she'll be wanting plenty more. They are looking a little bit fatigued, I must say, Nightcliff. I know that they've had a pretty frenetic start, but they need to start getting their rotations happening, I believe.
It is pretty warm out there, but as we said, they do have a lot more numbers on the bench than Southern Districts today, so that could come into play later in the game.
So Kiana Toy with the free kick being held down there. Turnbull smothers that on the mark, picks up, has an area as she's tackled, and now the ball on the ground, and we've got another Southern Districts free kick here for a push, and that's Jessie Brock.
Yeah, Jessie Brock will probably be their main ruck today, I would think, Stu.
Yeah.
Looks like she's playing more of a forward key role, getting it into inside 50.
So she kicks it high towards the goal square. Mark's not taken there. It slips over the back and it's loose on the ground now. Again, plenty of Nightcliff defenders, and a good tackle is rewarded. And free kick in the back pocket to Andy Mollier for Nightcliff. Her kick comes down towards halfback. Big punch forward, but before that there was a push in the back.
Ooh, that was lucky. That was a real floater, that kick from Andy Mollier. Really high up and under.
So we're outside defensive 50 for Nightcliff now, and District's trying to work the ball through the hands, but Hatsis Marlis in there picks up her kick smothered. Nicely done back there by Casey, but only as far as the District's player in the quarter end. So yeah, a good quarter of footy. As we said, Nightcliff have taken their chances and gives them a pretty strong lead at quarter time.
Yeah, Tarman Elliott will be looking for a bit more from some of his key playmakers there and just kicking straighter. Bella Clark's had a great start, but just been a little bit quick to make decisions rather than a bit more composure, so be expecting a bit more from her, but she's had a fair bit of the ball.
We'll go to the quarter time break and be back for the second quarter after this.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Head on in to Kazali's Palmerston Club. Business meetings, coffee breaks, or just unwinding, Kazali's has you covered. It's the perfect spot for a catch-up with friends, with stylish function areas suitable for any occasion. Sensational meals. Our family-friendly bistro has plenty of delicious options. All the latest machines in our modern gaming room. Get around the pool tables and prove your skills. Fancy a flutter? We've got full betting facilities available. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
So we can feel forever, yeah, feel together, real together. No one can stop. No one can stop. Nothing can ever bring me down.
Time to escape, cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide. Ooh.
Great Northern Brewing Co. The beer from up here.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience.
Dedicated sports zones.
Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice,
Come and see it.
still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store.
Now open at Casuarina Square.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium in Darwin for this elimination final between Southern Districts and Nightcliff. It's Nightcliff winning on the board 3 straight goals to 3 points, but it's been a pretty good game so far, Stu.
Certainly has, and yeah, Nightcliff with that handy lead, but Districts have looked pretty good apart from hitting the scoreboard. They're first into attack again here through Forsyth, Her kick goes down towards half forward. Mulvale picks up there. She's tackled, gets the hand pass out eventually. Kicked forward by Hugavine Hill, trickling down towards the goal square. Oh, attempted kick off the ground, and the ball spills out the back, and now Districts with the numbers. Mulvale kicks it out, but the thump forward comes to Hugavine Hill, but her snap at goal has missed to the right, and a minor score.
Perfect start for Southern Districts if they can lock this away here and really make them pay with a goal. Game on.
Hannah Turnbull to bring the ball back in for Nightcliff. Runs out of the goal square now and drives it out towards half-back on the outer side. Ball's loose on the ground down there, and Nightcliff have some numbers. A quick kick around goes through the hands of Brock there, but picked up by Clark for Districts. She drives them forward. The ball's loose at half forward now for Southern Districts. Free kick being claimed and paid, and again it's Emma Forsyth who's been pretty busy so far in the game, and she'll take the kick at half forward now. Chips it up towards the top of the square. Strong taken by Mulvale.
Just split them, didn't she? You had Nightcliff player in front and behind, and she just read that beautifully off the boot and just got her hands in the right position. She's strong overhead, and I don't want to put the mockers on her here. Should be able to kick this one to get them right back in this match.
Well, she was looking so dangerous in the first quarter. She just didn't quite get that goal on the board. So let's see what she does with this one.
Well, she had to be strong overhead there because she was under plenty of pressure, but the kick at goal now, no problem whatsoever, and so Districts have got their first goal on the board, and they narrow that gap, and again it's been all Districts in the opening couple of minutes of this quarter.
Both quarters really. It's been the first 5-10 minutes has been all Districts, so they've actually made some scoreboard pressure there, made it count. But Grace Mulvale, she's got a fantastic kick. Her kick is so technically correct, and that's why I knew that she was probably a sure thing there in front of goal. But it's certainly the player that they want to get it to in their forward line, that's for sure.
Well, she starred in last year's NTFL final series, and she ended up winning the best on ground in the grand final. So a premiership player already. She's only, how old is she, 17?
She'd be 18.
18, but yeah, absolute class player. So one to watch for Southern Districts today.
Yeah, and one to watch in the NAB League. Hopefully the 28th of March we head down there and playing our first game. She'll be one that we'll be looking for plenty out of.
So the ball on the wing, Morrison picks it up. She's tackled with the ball, and it slips out, and she's penalised, and so it's Southern Districts with the opportunity. The switch kick comes across towards the centre of the ground. Brock's underneath this one, couldn't hold on to the mark, and it's loose there and kicked off the ground down towards half forward. Michaela Ward coming in, a strong tackle,
but
a bit high. She doesn't like the call, but it certainly looked that way from here. And Kelsey Patterson with the free kick.
Much better option out wide here to Rebush. Before in that first quarter they were going down the middle, which was getting big turnovers. So going to space here should be a good option. Hannah Turnbull doing pretty well in the back line here for Nightcliff.
Her kick is chopped off down there by Siddons. Works the ball down towards half forward, but Nightcliff again able to repel from inside defensive 50. Ball's out towards the wing, picked up by Patterson, but her kick's chopped off. Michaela Ward underneath this one, but good defensive work by Nankervis. And now the ball free on the ground, and Districts looking to bring the ball into the centre of the ground. Bella Clark down there taps the ball along in front of her, and a quick kick forward, but again Nightcliff defence holding strong, and terrific mark. Overhead mark.
Gooden.
Taken down there by Lauren Gooden.
Really rate her game. She's tall, athletic, got a booming kick.
Look at that kick.
So it's enough.
Great mark by Exie. She's winding back the clock today.
She sure is. Like I said, she's looking fit. She's in front and picks up a lovely option in legs.
Great vision.
Jacqueline Anion-Smith. We know she's got the distance here, but has she got the accuracy? This will just be a settler for Nightcliff.
Yeah, just great vision by Forex to look up, and great running by Anion Smith to get into position and lose her player.
So Anion Smith kicking from about 35 out, directly in front. Kicks on the way now. Distance is no problem, but just drifted that one off to the right. So the first minor score for Nightcliff, and District's looking to bring the ball back in quickly. Nankervis kicks towards the outer side of the ground where strong overhead marks taken by Bush. She moves the ball along quickly towards the wing now. It's bouncing towards the boundary line, but Bella Clark manages to get there and keep it in play and advance it another 30 metres or so with a kick, and hand pass comes back here to Mulvale. Mulvale kicks long and wide towards the boundary. It's not going out, but good defensive work, and the hand pass comes forward. Plenty of players around the ball now, and eventually it's worked over the boundary line and we'll have a boundary throw in.
Christy Irvine just coming from the ground. Sorry, Cruzy,
You're right.
just for a well-earned break.
She's looking pretty fit, the old girl.
Sure is.
I see her walking along Nightcliff foreshore a lot. They live down in Nightcliff, so yeah, looking good, Exie. But just speaking of Anion Smith, she's Nightcliff's leading goal kicker on 17 goals, while Grace Mulvale on 30 goals for Crocs. So yeah, the two of them in the mix again today.
Forsyth again with a quick kick, comes across to half back here. Free kick's been paid for a high tackle. And umpire's getting some advice from the crowd as usual.
Yeah, they're getting into it here, the crowd.
That's about 50 years old, that joke, I reckon. Umpires and wearing glasses, so
Specsavers.
it's a timeless one, yeah.
So Bush again doing the ruck work, gets the tap down. Mulvale on the end of it. She's tackled with the ball and got it knocked out as she was tackled, and Eliza Morrison will take this free kick.
Terrific pressure from Morrison there.
She kicks it high, looking for Ward, who's received a push as she was in the marking contest there, and she'll go back and take a set shot from goal.
Yeah, I've been expecting a bit more from Michaela Ward in this game, and she's just starting to get back into it. Last week against Waratahs, even though they went down, she took some amazing marks, and her goals were fantastic. I believe that she's definitely got the talent to play AFLW. I know she's 34 years of age and she's had some injuries, but she's a quality player and she'll really make some impact in this game today.
Kick looks good, just clears the pack on the goal line, and that's through for her first goal of the game, and a much needed one for Nightcliff really, to just settle things down again and get that margin back to where it was at quarter time.
Ex-VFLW captain at Bulldogs, and Eliza Morrison actually forfeited her chances of playing the first round of VFLW this weekend for the Bulldogs to play in this final here. But you can see that there's a bit of an NT flavour heading down south for the VFLW.
Yeah, there is. Dom Carbone's down there for Hawthorn, I think, playing tomorrow.
That's correct.
So
yep. Great opportunity for one of our young guns.
Yeah, fantastic. So, yeah, and Michaela Ward, obviously, as you were saying, her form, that game she had in the NTFL game recently against Glenelg was amazing, and it resulted on her sharing best on ground honours with Jazz Hewitt.
So Bush again doing the ruck work, gets the hit out, but now the ball loose on the ground. Tap forward by Kopp. Ball spills out the back, and another strong tackle on Emily Casey this time, and she's penalised being caught with the ball.
Bush is really starting to get busy now, Stu.
Yeah, she's playing in the ruck and playing as a run-on midfielder really around the ground, and her kick goes inside forward 50. Brock was just pushed out of the way down there, and Nightcliff work it out of defence, but picked up nicely by Crawford. And again...
Yeah, it's an interesting one, her playing in the ruck. Maybe Tarman's thinking that we'll forfeit the opportunity of winning the tap, being that Kat Simmons is much taller for Nightcliff, and getting a bit more out of her as an extra midfielder or as a small coming through. I'm not sure of the theory behind that, but it seems to be working so far.
Reed Bush is another one who's been around for about 12 or 13 years, like 4X, and played in those NT kites back in the early days of territory footy, and yeah, pretty fair effort that she's still running around, but also been playing Sandful up until...
Captain of the NTFL side that was recently performing, and played a really good game in that that rep game.
She gives it everything.
Kelsey Patterson's kick right down towards the goal line. It stays in play, and the pack forms, and we'll have a ball up just metres out from Southern District's scoring zone in front of the Michael Long Centre.
And both clubs had their best and fairest last weekend, and the award winners were Michaela Ward for Nightcliff and Bella Clark for Southern Districts. So,
and both players having some impact today, which
absolutely
isn't a surprise. Janaea Copps just turned it over here and managed to kick a goal. That is fantastic. Alice Springs product. She's come up for a couple of games for Southern Districts and has obviously qualified for finals. What a great pickup.
Yeah, the Alice Springs connection is strong, and I'm pretty sure there's a few playing for Buffs in the next game as well. So, yeah, Janaea's from Alice Springs, as you said, plays for Pioneer in the CAFL. Made her Premier League debut in the NTFL this season, but she also played some juniors with St Kilda City in Melbourne a few years ago. So, yeah, great goal by Janaea Kopp. So, almost up to the 11-minute mark of the second quarter. And it is Nightcliff 4-1-25, leading Southern Districts 2-4-16, a much tighter margin going into the half-time break.
Yeah, the game's in the balance, Stu.
Certainly is. So Simmons this time wins the hit out, but Districts first hands on the ball with Letitia Jeffrey, and then got tackled without it, and she'll go back and take the free kick in the centre of the ground. She drives the ball wider towards half forward. Good defensive work down there, and Nightcliff trying to work it out along the ground. Patterson's over the top of it, swung a boot at the ball as Sam Clark was reaching over it, and Clark will take the free kick. She chips it along the wing. Michaela Ward on the lead, but working back defensively was Baxter for Districts. Did a good job to get in the way and punch that ball out. It's loose down towards half forward now, and picked up beautifully down there by Hill Carter. She kicks in towards the top of the goal square. And now Districts the chance to clear through Nankervis. She kicks wide towards the outer side, but coming in there for Nightcliff
well done.
for Jimmy.
Jamie Lee Jimmy, well, she's another one that's been around for about 12 or 13 years, was at St Mary's, would have played with Christy Irvine, and has played for Nightcliff this season.
So Cop down there doing the defensive work now, but ball on the ground at half forward for Nightcliff. Body's going in hard. Nankervis eventually picks the ball up, chips it out wide, but she hasn't got a teammate there with hands on the ball, and Nightcliff bring it back inside 50 again. Plenty of pressure on Brooke Hayne down there. She's caught with the ball underneath her. Play on's the call.
I thought he was going to call holding the ball, but he took a while to make the call. I know Christy Irvine was pretty keen looking at the umpire then, but that would have been a tough call. Brooke Hayne doing everything to kick that in.
Bush wins this hit out, and Districts.
She's going all right in the ruck.
She is.
She definitely is. She's halving it. Athletic.
Bella Clark drives it forward for Districts, but this time it's chopped off once again by Clark.
Sam Clark is just getting into brilliant positions, reads the play really well, anticipates the drop zone. Smart footballer.
So Letitia Jeffrey fighting for the ball on the ground on the outer side. Some support comes in now. Brock with the ball in front of it, trying to work it to the advantage of a teammate, and she's tackled over the shoulder as she did so she'll take the free kick. Jessie Brock now centres the ball towards half forward, but unfortunately that one's not well directed at all. Some strong defensive work, and a free kick's paid down the field, and Michaela Ward will take this free kick. Don't think she realises it yet. No, she won't. She's handed it over.
And Smith has got it, and Michaela Ward's coming off for a well-earned break. Swapping with Lauren Gooden, I think.
Lauren's calling for it straight off the bench.
She might get it straight off the bench here, because Legs has got the distance, we know that.
That's a beautiful kick, but couldn't take the mark, but she recovered pretty well to pick up, and eventually works it out where Baxter gets a kick forward, and now chance for Nightcliff through Hill Carter again. Kicks the ball deep into the forward line and bounces out of bounds in the right forward pocket.
Hill Carter too much, I don't think, but she's really having some impact in this game. It's her story.
I think she's from Western Australia.
Yeah.
She's
related to Josh Hill, who played for West Coast Eagles and the Western Bulldogs, so maybe she might be a friend of Michaela's. Wardies.
There you go.
That West just putting two and two together, but yeah, don't know a lot about her. Need some people to text us in.
Yeah, give us some info.
Oh, they're
She's
watching.
having a cracker at the moment.
But she's got that natural football flair, hasn't she?
So that one's kicked out of bounds, and it's a free kick down here. Erin Luchetti for Southern Districts with the free kick. She chips in looking for Hugavine Hill. She was in front, got her hands to it, but it was forced to the ground. Ball was loose on the ground again. And now, again, it's pretty willing in the contest over the ball, and eventually Nightcliff work it out, but Bush picks up the Districts and gets a quick kick forward, but chopped off down there by Onion Smith on the left foot, gets it out to Port Jimmy. Port Jimmy tucks back around onto the right foot, drives it forward, but this one's chopped off at half back by Lee Feeney for District. She kicks towards the outer side of the ground. Megan Crawford's first there, but she's worried out of it by Port Jimmy again. Port Jimmy picks up, drives long towards the goal square, strong in front. It was Nan Curvis for Districts, did really well. Drove it down, straight down the corridor, but Morrison's there to chop this one off. She's looking to move the ball quickly now and kicks it back to where it came from, the top of the goal square. Oh, they've taken off hands and kick smothered, and then...
they've won the free anyway, I think, by the looks.
Laid. Yeah, it's going...
Great work of front and centre there, crumbing the... Oh, it looks like Districts have won it.
Free, yeah.
Captain Letitia Jeffrey takes it.
And chips to the outer side, and Crawford takes the mark out there. She goes straight down, but the ball on the ground, and Emma Forsyth is first there again for Districts. Picks up and chips it back inside. Now they've got some numbers if they can get their hands on the ball, which they do. Hugavine Hill picks up, drives the ball around the outer wing, but again a clumsy tackle there by Mulvale gives away the free kick.
Smart bit of work from Sam Clark as well, knowing that she didn't really have anyone to kick or pass to.
So it's half time here at TIO Stadium in Darwin, and it's Nightcliff 4-1-25, leading Southern Districts 2-4-16. So a really good margin to go into half time, Heidi.
Yeah, I think that both coaches would be quite pleased with their team's efforts, and it's set up for a really exciting second half.
It sure is, and it's an elimination final, Stu. So we need everyone to come back after the half time break and tune in, don't we?
Absolutely. It's a terrific game of footy, and we'll only get better, I think.
We'll be back after the break.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Absolutely zero.
Zero.
Yeah, definitely.
It has to be zero.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I don't think that's asking too much.
Domestic violence is everybody's business.
And it's not just the physical abuse, it's the things we don't see.
It is hurting our families. It is killing our families.
A lot of people have been silent to this fact, and I think it's about time we all speak up together and say no more to this form of abuse.
No more.
No more. No more family violence.
No more to the family violence.
No more. No more.
No more.
Listen up, kids.
Make school your story.
Help you succeed and rise to glory.
Safe to go to school.
So go the distance. Attend every day. Learn and listen. School holiday rockin' we love a break.
Time with friends and family is always right.
When it's time for school, don't get slack.
It's safe to go to school, can't wait to get back. So don't cut corners.
Do the full term. It's safe to go to school and it's time to learn. So don't cut corners. Do the full term. Make school your story and it's time to learn.
School returns February 2021. Written and authorised by the Northern Territory Government.
Time to escape, cause I'm in need of warmer weather. sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better, and I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co. The beer from up here.
On Territory roads, anything can happen. So you need to drive to the conditions. Speeding can get you into all sorts of trouble. Dirt roads aren't just dusty. When it's hard to see, they're dangerous. At water crossings, remember, you're driving a motor car, not a boat. High water can be deep trouble. All sorts of animals can be on the road, so watch out. And if the weather is bad, slow down, you mob. Drive to the conditions and arrive in good condition.
The time to kickstart your business is now. Get your message across with the experienced local TV production team at Kick Digital. Cost effective, rapid turnaround, exceptional service. Kick Digital. Television production energised.
CFS Schoolwear is the perfect choice for quality custom-made school uniforms. Ideal for all school-related activities. 50 or 500 students, we have what you need. Contact CFS Gear for your free CFS Schoolwear quote today.
Getting my hands on the footy and just being with my mates.
I like being outdoors. It just makes me happy.
I don't like it when I get yelled at.
It's pretty embarrassing when someone's shouting at you halfway through the game.
It makes me feel like I'm useless and I can't do anything.
We're just kids.
We're just here to have fun.
Let us do what we love.
Just let kids be kids.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
The NTFL clubs and umpires would like to share the following events and messages and thank their sponsors for the 2021 TIO NTFL season. For more information, please visit the relevant club or umpire's Facebook page.
Well, welcome back to TIO Stadium for the second half of this elimination final between Nightcliff and Southern Districts. So, been a pretty good first half. It is Nightcliff 4-1-25 leading Southern Districts 2-4-16. Heidi, we might talk about some of the better players in the first half.
Yeah, for Nightcliff, I thought I've already talked about Sam Clark a fair bit as a defensive role. She's been quite key back there, but also Eliza Morrison, the run they've got from her. But I think Michaela Ward's starting to get into the game now, and you'll see a bit more. Christy Irvine clearly got invaluable experience. And if we look at Southern Districts, Ree Bush has had a fantastic half of footy. Grace Mulvale is just on the brink of kicking a couple of goals. And Bella Clark as well, plenty of possessions. Decision-making needs to be improved, but I think she did do that in that second quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to get the second half underway here. It's over to Stu Davis to call the commentary.
Brock wins the hit out for Districts, but it's Nightcliff hands on the ball in the middle. Casey gets it forward, but Mulvale's on the end of this one. She's tackled as the ball slipped out of her hands. Morrison picks up, hooks it round the corner. It's picked up down there by Anyan Smith, who dodges a couple, kicks long down towards the goal square where Michaela Wood was in the front position. Morrison's backed up and got in the action deep forward again, and we've got a whistle on the play and a push in the back. So it was a pretty good start by Nightcliff with the forward entry. Just couldn't get clean hands on the ball deep in the forward line. Kick comes out here and Mulvale takes a diving mark in the back pocket in front of Michaela Ward.
Not a lot to kick to. Ree Bush in short, but I think she's going to opt for a bit further down the line here.
Yeah, that's not the best directed kick. Oh, standing underneath that one was good, but couldn't hold the mark. And
yeah, just caught Eliza Morrison high there. Michaela Ward's in front here if she can get it to her.
Yeah, it's not really to her advantage though, that kick, and Districts have worked back with some numbers, and again a free kick. Again it's against Michaela Ward, and I think that's Mallory Nankervis down there. They're having a terrific battle actually. It's a good matchup.
Sure is.
So the ball comes down here towards the wing. Morrison working back again for Nightcliff, picks up. She floats this one forward down towards half forward. Ball on the ground. Irvine's in there for Nightcliff now. She gets swung around in the tackle, got the hand pass out, and now the ball's loose on the ground. Inside forward 50 for Nightcliff. Slips out the back and Morrison gets another quick kick forward, but reaching across, getting a fist to it was Hergaveen Hill, and saw the ball bounce out over the boundary line.
Eliza Morrison's had about 4 or 5 touches already in this quarter, but unfortunately she's the person out the back of the contest. We need her probably in front of the contest. Well, Shannon Miller would need her in front of the contest so that you can use her run and carry.
Boundary throw in again. It's a holding free kick here. It's going Nightcliff's way. It's going to Olivia Hatzismalis down there in the ruck contest. So she's kicking towards the Michael Long centre end. It falls short and drops in there, but Districts with some numbers eventually work it out of defence. Slips over the back again and kicked forward by Moliere. Goes
too
right
much on it.
Face of
It's
goal.
good vision, yeah. Just too much on the kick.
Yeah, under 19 academy player Andy Moliere, she's in the squad, and she's been a real consistent performer across the NTFL, especially post-Christmas, but just put a bit too much on it, too much heat over the back to Michaela Ward, who was all by herself in front of the goals.
These teams met only a few weeks ago in round 17 where Nightcliff took the win by 12 points, and we were talking before the break about Kira Hill-Carter. She actually kicked 2 goals in that game, so she's been good already in the first half today.
So Districts out of defence through Taylor to the outer side of the ground, and eventually it's forced over, and another boundary throw in on the outer side wing. So no score so far in this third quarter, but the ball's been pretty much camped in Nightcliff's forward line so far. Might have another go at throwing that one in.
Both teams have been really structured here and disciplined. I can see across the board here, forward of the ball and behind the ball, we've got matchups happening. No one spare, so it's going to be hotly contested this second half.
Well, it's an elimination final, so the loser's out. So they've got to leave it all on the line here today. And, of course, the winner will play the loser of Darwin Buffets and St Mary's, who play in the next game after this.
So Nightcliff working the ball forward again towards half forward. It's inside forward 50 now, but there are plenty of numbers around it. A quick kick comes out, but no one can get a clear possession. We've got a free kick being paid here. It's a Nightcliff free kick on the outer side.
Irvine on the left.
Kicks it in, but District's strong defensively, work it out, but tackle without the ball there, and it's Michaela Ward.
Showed all of her experience there, Stu. Knew that the player was holding on and really made it look like that, I guess, to the
Pretty
umpires.
obvious,
but
yeah.
it was pretty obvious one to call.
So Ward kick from about 40 metres, I reckon. It might test her this distance, but she comes in now, kicks high in towards the goal square. It just drops in the goal square and hacked off the ground first there for Nightcliff as Anion Smith hooks around the corner and straight through the middle, if you don't mind. So yeah, as I said, Nightcliff have had it camped in their forward line and eventually take advantage of that with a terrific snapshot.
Not a lot of pressure on her there. There wasn't a lot of pressure in the way of opponents, but still from a tight angle to swing it around like that and kick it through the goals is pretty impressive from Anion Smith.
And their accuracy today shows on the scoreboard. It's Nightcliff 5-1-31, leading Southern Districts 2-4-16. So both teams with the same amount of scoring shots, but a much bigger margin in favour of Nightcliff.
Scoreboard isn't probably a true reflection on the game so far, but that's what happens when you kick straight. You can really amount some scoreboard pressure, and Districts will start to feel panicked and pressured, and
that's
have
what
to really get going.
Matters at the end of the game is what it says on the scoreboard. So
exactly right. Looks like a warning here.
Yeah, the
warning
umpires.
to Southern Districts.
Letitia Jeffries running down the wing there to get into position.
Yeah, they had the extra player in the defensive 50, and yeah, now they've sorted that out. First warning, and off we go again. Punch forward there by Patterson for Districts, but and picking up down there was Taylor. Under pressure again, the hand pass comes forward, and now Districts with another opportunity to go forward. Mulvale eventually on the end of it gets a hand pass out, looking for Jeffrey there. Just missed the target there and gave Nightcliff the opportunity to get back, and Morrison working all over the ground, deep in defence this time, but her kick's gone only as far as Patterson, who chops it off at half forward and goes straight down the ground. Mulvale got her hands to the ball, picks up and snaps around the corner, and a terrific goal from 15 metres out by Grace Mulvale. Spilled the mark in the first instance, but was good enough to regather, and a snapshot under pressure and a great goal.
Such a dangerous player, Grace Mulvale. Can kick left and right, and when she's in front of goals like that, even under immense pressure, she can throw it on the boot and kick it through.
Yes, she's probably one of the NT's most exciting prospects, you would say, Heidi, with just great hands and goals, as we see. Is it Letitia Jeffrey down there?
Sure is. Yeah, I think it's an ankle
with the trainer. But yeah, great goal by Grace Mulvale. So that helps Southern District's cause at the 8-minute mark of the third quarter. It's Nightcliff 5-1-31, leading Southern Districts 3-4-22, so pulling that margin back into 9 points.
I think they'll stop here because obviously it's a defender who's down. And she hasn't got up yet, although now she's up on her feet. A little bit proppy on it. Sure she'll run it out.
I think she was just getting her bootlace tied up, Heidi, actually.
Strategic kick, Stu. Ooh.
Well, the crowd is really getting into this contest now.
Yeah, well, Nightcliff have got teams playing in Div 2 at the moment as well, so there's a lot of Nightcliff supporters here at the moment.
Irvine again drives it forward. Mark really coming out strongly at that ball and taking it out in front.
That was never in doubt, that mark. She wanted that.
She chips in. It's just left it hanging a bit high, I think, but picked up down there, and a kick round the corner by Pittman, but it's bouncing out towards the boundary line before Lauren Gooden could get there and do anything useful with it. So a boundary throw in again And Nightcliff have gone forward, as they have done for most of the quarter.
They've had a lot of the ball, a lot of inside 50s here. See if they can make it count on this boundary throw-in.
Simmons in front, but the ball slips out the back. Morrison's tackled with the ball by Bella Clark. Ball was held in, I think, and that intriguing contest continues between Morrison and Clark. So Port Jimmy in there for Nightcliff. Hand passes in front of herself now. Toe pokes it along the ground and then got held after the ball was clear of her area. And she's really started to work her way into the game as well in the last half of that second quarter and early stages of this quarter.
Highlights for her is the wheels that she's got, the speed she's got off the mark, but then also being clean, because clearly just then she's kicked it off the ground and somebody's gone to make a play on her because they're worried. And that's how she gets the free.
Yeah, it's that Tiwi style of play, isn't it, when the ball's in front of them.
So kick goes right to the goal line and the front of the pack.
Oh.
We've got a free kick for a high tackle, I think.
Square.
Into Lauren Gooden.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we should mark this one down already, I think. Shouldn't miss from there.
So I think the free kick was in the goal square, so she'll come straight in front here.
Front here. Yep. And the umpire's directing the district's player back.
No problem, and a reply from Nightcliff there, and they stretched that lead. And although the contest has been pretty even, there comes a stage where the coach of the side that's behind starts to get a bit worried, I think, Heidi, when it's out to 3 goals you need to get back in front.
Yeah, we can see Jessie Brock in the middle here. Whether she takes the ruck, it looks like Ree Bush has got some... Is that a headband or some taping on her head? She might have got a head knock before. Yeah, it looks like Jessie Brock now. So Tarman Elliott's gone back to his stock standard ruckman in Jessie Brock, and they've got to win it from the middle here. Too many times Nightcliff are winning the clearance, and they're getting plenty of inside 50s, and they're kicking straight.
So 11.5-minute mark of the third quarter. That goal to Lauren Gooden sees the score 6-1-37 to Nightcliff, leading Southern Districts 3-4-22.
So we've got a restart here. Simmons and Brock. Morrison gets her hands on it but slips out. Simmons bends over and picks it up, but she's tackled with the ball. And we'll have another restart in the middle of the ground.
I ducked out in half-time and I saw Ricky Nolan walking in, Heidi.
Yes, that would be right.
Enjoying a week off.
I've seen some Pint girls already in the crowd having a little look, sneaky look to see who they might be facing in their next final.
They might have finished the season undefeated, but Ricky Nolan will be watching with intent both games today.
Port Jimmy with another free kick, chips sideways to Morrison in front of the grandstand. She drives the ball along the wing. So it goes over the top. Rhiannon Bush. Oh no, it wasn't tipped.
Gave the umpire a look there.
In fact, I think
sporting
Bush is
the Rambo headband.
Yeah. So she's had a jumper change as well. So I might have had had blood on the jumper.
I didn't actually see the clash or anything like that, or her coming off. Didn't make a fuss about it.
She just added a number 7 on the back. She's gone from number 1 to number 17.
The Jamie again. The Tiwi magic.
So working hard defensively, Southern Districts down there, but Nightcliff managed to wrap it up, and it was Brooke Hayne who was trying to work it out of defence for Districts, but plenty of Nightcliff players around and they wrapped it up. So from the restart, it's Lee Feeney who clears for Southern Districts down towards the centre of the ground. Turnbull picks up, hand passes across here to Hill Carter. Hill Carter drives the ball down towards half forward, but Districts again repel. Bella Clark's in front this time. Oh, clash of bodies there, and the ball spills out. Clark gets a quick kick, but that's chopped off by Simmons. Gets a hand pass across here to Kennedy. She's tackled strongly and
need to go out the other side here. Rebush is on, and they've gone back to congestion.
So Clark again for Districts picks up and drives them further forward. Strong marks taken down there by Patterson. She plays on straight away. Picks into space. It is a foot race, and Mulvale there for district side just cleverly works her opponent out of the way, got the hand pass back, picked up, and a shot at goal by Kiana Toy is offline. But terrific, smart work by Mulvale there, just to work her opponent out of position and pick up and get it back to a teammate, but unfortunately couldn't convert.
And smart by Patterson just to put that, not to hold the play up, just get on with it and get it out in front of Grace Mulvale and see what happened.
Yeah, there's a bit more urgency now in this Southern District side. I think they've got the message that they need to kick some goals. Ree Bush takes a handy mark for another inside 50.
She squares it across into the corridor. Patterson on the end of that. She tackled without the ball.
Kelsey Patterson.
She was good in last year's final series.
She was.
Really strong hands and kick on goal. I'm pretty sure she kicked a few goals for Crocs in the final series last year.
Uses her body really well, gets into good positions and is dangerous, clearly.
A premiership player. Have a look at them on the goal line.
Kicks towards goal. Makes
that.
no mistake. They did need that, and you can just sense the intensity rising in the Southern Districts team.
Yeah,
and
girls getting around her here. I think this just might spark something in the Crocs.
So 4 goals. Grace Mulvale with 2 for Crocs, Janaea Kopp and Kelsey Patterson. While goal kickers for Nightcliff, Michaela Ward, Kira Hill-Carter, Christy Irvine, Lauren Gooden and Tutor Jacqueline Anion Smith. Sees that score, Nightcliff 6-1-37, leading Southern Districts 4-5-29 at 15.5 minute mark of the third quarter.
Yeah, great to see lots of contributors for both sides. You really get to see even teams here. These are 2 quality teams in the finals, and they're not relying on just one player for each side. Yep. Everyone's chipping in.
And an 8-point margin, anything can happen in the last quarter in an elimination final.
Definitely.
Brock wins that hit out again. Casey's under it for Nightcliff. Gets it back towards Simmons, but she couldn't take it cleanly. It's free now. Morrison tried to tow it off the ground. Hergeveen Hill picked it up and kicked down towards half forward. Dakota Feeney, in fact it's Janaea Kopp out in front there, but she's bundled out of the way. Play on's the call. Ball loose towards the outer wing, and now picked up, and Nightcliff looking to work the ball through the hands. Irvine gets a quick kick forward, going back with the flight of the ball was good and couldn't take the mark. It spills free now, and Hill Carter's in there lending support. Morrison comes in now. She looked to be tackled high, but play on's the call, and District's working it out of defence. Hergeveen Hill down there for Districts, and wow, the intensity really has picked up here.
The body work there, the physicality and aggression. I think they all know it's on the line here now. This is a really important patch. I think there's another couple of minutes with some goals kicked in this quarter, so probably another couple of minutes maybe left.
So Simmons for Nightcliff picks up and drives it along, but Brock was waiting behind, spilt the mark, and now Nightcliff the opportunity.
Irvine
off the ground, kicks it down towards half forward. But every possession is under pressure at the moment. No clear ball. It squirts out here, and Nightcliff looking to get a quick kick forward, but Emma Forsyth in there for Southern Districts. Again the ball spills free. Forsyth again picks up, and she's tackled straight away. Nightcliff trying to bust through with numbers now, but just nowhere to go out there, and eventually we'll have a ball up and a restart.
Yeah, I see some runners out on the ground there. I'm sure they're giving them the directive. There's about 30 seconds left. If it's a Nightcliff runner, go for goals. Districts runner, slow it down, compose footy.
So the ball at half forward, it's picked up down here, and now running into the open goal. It's shot on goal is offline, unfortunately, for Nightcliff.
Just missed. So 18-minute mark of the third quarter. Nightcliff 6-2-38, leading Southern Districts 4-5-29 here at TIO Stadium in Darwin. You're watching AFLNT TV's coverage of the 2020-21 TIO NTFL Final Series.
So Districts working the ball out of defence from that kick in. It comes down to the wing now, where it slips over the back. Beautifully done in there by Hatsis-Marlis, and got that.
Yeah, this might be downfield here. I think it was going to be.
On, so
there's some energy here. There's definitely some feeling in this game now.
Well, three-quarter time here at TIO Stadium. It is Nightcliff with a 9-point lead going into the final quarter of this elimination final. We'll take a short break and be back for the final quarter very soon.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Head on in to Kazali's Palmerston Club. Business meetings, coffee breaks, or just unwinding, Kazali's has you covered. It's the perfect spot for a catch-up with friends, with stylish function areas suitable for any occasion. Sensational meals. Our family-friendly bistro has plenty of delicious options. All the latest machines in our modern gaming room. Get around the pool tables and prove your skills. Fancy a flutter? We've got full betting facilities available. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
So we can feel forever, yeah, feel together, real together. No one can stop. No one can stop. Nothing can ever bring me down. Time to escape, cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co. The beer from up here.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience.
Dedicated sports zones.
Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice, still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store.
Now open at Casuarina Square.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
Well, welcome back to TIO Stadium for this elimination final between Southern Districts and Nightcliff. We've got a great game on our hands and a big last quarter coming up. It's Nightcliff 6-2-38, leading Southern Districts 4-5-29. Heidi, anything could happen here.
Oh, really could. Entertaining game. It's been one of the highlights really for the season to watch this sort of final really unfold. And you're right, anything could happen. I think Nightcliff have been the better team. That doesn't mean that Southern Districts can't snavel it back at the end.
And of course, Districts, the reigning premiers, looking to defend their crown still, and they get the break here through Mulvale, straight down the centre of the ground for the first forward entry. Brock taps it out, but Nightcliff working back, and eventually Turnbull gets a kick out. But that mark is chopped off by Jeffrey at centre half forward for Southern Districts, and she'll drive it straight back in again. That's not her best kick, but still got a teammate in the contest there, but gives away the free kick. And yeah, that was Jade Archer, just a bit over enthusiastic there, gave away the free kick, and Nightcliff the opportunity to come out of defence. Fewings with that kick out to the grandstand side. Brock tried to kick it off the ground, but had an air shot, and eventually the ball's wrapped up, and we'll have a restart at half forward for Southern Districts.
One of the strengths of Nightcliff's game today, I think, Heidi, they've always got that player out the back for the ball to come out.
Their method around the contest has been very disciplined. They haven't all ball watched and been sucked into the contest. They've always got that player out the back.
Hatzismalis with the quick kick out, but it's going to come straight back in again, and that was Elizabeth Taylor, but her kick's chopped off again at half back.
Need to go
by
on the other
Fewings.
side. You've got Andy Mollier there, and they're going to go back to density. Probably not the right option there.
Morrison there couldn't control the ball, and eventually a kick comes forward. Oh, nicely done. And Nightcliff again worked the ball up the wing towards their forward line. Good defensive work by Lee Feeney, but her kick advanced about 15 metres and then off hands and over for a boundary throw in.
Yeah, at three-quarter time I saw Tarman Elliott very animated with his troops. I think he knows there's a lot on the line here, not only getting to the next phase of finals, but a bit of pride as well. Being reigning premiers and being knocked out in the first round of finals is not what he would have anticipated today.
So a bit of confusion in there, but picked up nicely by Casey. She looked to go the wrong way at first, but got it right in the end.
The crowd helped her out, I think.
They did.
Gets it down towards half forward. Michaela Ward's there for Nightcliff. Can't keep it in play, and bundles over the boundary line. And I see that the matchup's changed down there now. They've got Megan Crawford, and Mallory Nankervis was up in the forward half earlier and doing some of the ruck work. So just a bit of a slight change there, and she's doing the ruck work now again for Southern Districts.
And the sun is out here in Darwin. We've had a lot of rain this wet season, so it is a pretty warm day out there today.
Morrison in there, her kick's smothered. But Gooden comes in strongly for Nightcliff and keeps the ball in front of her, toes it along. Anion Smith off the ground now. Couldn't get it through the players.
We're playing soccer or footy? What's going on out there?
Got it again.
Anion Smith's in there again. But
Rhiannon Bush.
Yeah, just unaware of the pressure coming from behind, and Rhiannon Bush made a good tackle and was rewarded. But Morrison's read this one best and takes the intercept mark at half forward for Nightcliff.
Well, they're good mates, Rhiannon Bush and Eliza Morrison, but I don't think she expected to give her a kick.
Yeah, straight to her.
So the kick goes high into the forward line. Jeffrey's there. She has an air shot at the ball, and now the hand pass comes out to Gooden. Gooden, easy in a bit of space, took her time and really composed and finished nicely. Heidi.
When you create a 3-on-1 like that with Michaela Ward holding your feet and standing upright, you know you're going to have a spare player around you, and Lauren Gooden was good enough to hold her space and made no mistake from about 5 metres out in a slight angle.
So the second goal to Lauren Gooden. It's her first season with Tigers. She played for St Mary's for a few years before that and made the move over. She's got such a big, strong body, and we've seen her in the ruck and in the forward line and around the ground, and she can certainly run when she gets onto the ball. So great goal there. The 4-minute mark of the final quarter. Nightcliff 7-2-44, leading Southern Districts 4-5-29 in this elimination final.
A really important goal, that first one of the final quarter, just stretches that margin again. And
more pressure on Crocs now, so they've got to really do something here and get an inside 50 quickly, which Bella Clark is trying to do right now.
Well, she's managed that. They've just got to get first hands on the ball once it gets in there. But Nightcliff defending resolutely, and Morrison again over the ball, wins herself a free kick.
You know, Nightcliff were in the wilderness, though, for a few years until last year they recruited Shannon Miller from Waratah to coach them. So they've done pretty well. And to make finals and, you know, they're probably going to win this game is great.
You're right
effort.
there, actually, Cruzy. Shannon Miller, I was chatting to her last week after the Waratah Nightcliff game, and she said that they don't have any fly-in. They don't have anyone from down south or Alice Springs, and obviously districts have got a few that have come in, which is great for the competition. But I guess she's very proud that they're all girls that have been in the program for a long period of time and who have committed to the program, and it's just great to see that you get some quality players in when you've got a good coach and you've got some commitment with your staff and your players.
Yeah, for sure. Shannon, such a professional coach, and she helps the men's Premier League as well. You know, she was a A-grade netballer as well for years, NT netballer actually, and yeah, she's been a revelation for the Nightcliff women's program.
So the ball's at half forward for Southern Districts now, and some bodies laying on the ground, but Fewings gets the kick out of there and gets bundled over after
I might have a
kicked.
Nightcliff player down there. Just trying to see who it is. 20.
Might be, is it Lauren or Katie Wills? It might be Lauren Gooden or Emily, someone in the 20s.
No, that's not Gooden.
It's a bit hard to see
Might
from up
be,
here.
Danielle Jangara Cooper, actually.
It was a heavy contest and a few bodies fell on the ground, and they popped up mostly, but one is still down on the ground.
So play's just stopped here at TIO Stadium. It is the 6-minute mark of the final quarter. Nightcliff 7-2-44, leading Southern Districts 4-5-29 in the elimination final. The loser goes out today in the first week of finals, and the winner will play the loser out of St Mary's and Darwin Buffaloes, who are up next. So stay tuned. We've got a big afternoon of footy for you on AFLNT TV as we see Jangara Cooper assisted from the ground.
And shout out to AFLNT to have all of the women's Premier League games live streamed so that people from home
and
maybe aren't here in Darwin and commentated as well, so that you can enjoy it from the luxury of your lounge room.
Well, it's a huge day of finals footy, isn't it? There's 4 Premier League games on TIO Stadium today, all covered with commentary, and it's just great for the competition, one after the other. So just settle in at home.
And the ground is magnificent out there, so good footy to watch as we see Irvine get that handball to Eliza Morrison.
So we're underway again. Morrison gets the kick forward, but again, good defence by Districts, and Lee Feeney gets it out to where Bella Clark runs onto it, takes it cleanly, drives the ball deep into the forward line. Bush got her hands to the ball, but it slipped out the back, and Nightcliff with the opportunity to get it out of defence. Gracie Reid gets a hand pass across, but that's chopped off by Nankervis, who drives it deep into the forward line for Districts. Bush running onto it, tried to tap it to her own advantage, but the weight of numbers held out, and Districts have been able to hold that up about 15 metres out.
Yeah, I think
from the
Districts,
goal.
they need to be the next team to score here and to kick a goal really to be right in this game.
And just looking down there, you can see the rotations working so hard for Nightcliff, and there's no one on the Districts interchange. So Nightcliff have worked their rotations really well. Rhiannon Bush snaps, and that's a goal.
Done exactly what they needed.
Well, hasn't she had a game and a half today?
She really has. She's been putting her body on the line. She's been in the middle, in the ruck. She's been a key defender, and now she's just kicked a goal to keep them right in this match.
And Mallory Nankervis was involved in that in the lead-up, and I think that's been a good move by Tarman Elliott, getting her in around the ball and around the contest, and just helping them to put the pressure on the Nightcliff defence, and Bush, a terrific finish.
Yeah, well, she was actually named as a defender in the Sandford Team of the Year last season, so, you know, that's pretty good company she'd be keeping in the Sandford Team of the Year, isn't it?
Yeah, she can play anywhere on the ground. Very versatile player, Rhiannon Bush. But on your point with Nankervis, I think if you've got some clear ball winners that maybe aren't having a lot of impact, but have done in the past, you put them in there and you give them a chance. And that's exactly what he's done.
So the score now, Nightcliff 7-2-44, leading Southern Districts 5-5-35.
Free kick here to Elizabeth Taylor for Districts, and she chips short to Nankervis. Nankervis imploring her players to give her something to kick to. She goes wide eventually, and the ball bouncing towards the boundary line. Siddons down there got dumped.
On.
And,
Jeez. Jamie Lee, poor Jimmy.
Played ball there.
Poor Jimmy kicks it down towards half forward. Lee Feeney coming across in defence. working desperately, but she was outnumbered, and Nightcliff bring it inside forward 50. The ball bounces over the back. Gooden's there, picks up beautifully and dashes away. Has the audacity to go for a bounce, but a kick eventually came across, and Letitia Jeffrey just bundles it over for a rush behind.
And really good to see the Districts player putting pressure on there. Not sure whether it was Jeffrey, but that forced Gooden to actually take a bounce or do something that she wouldn't ordinarily do.
I think it was Megan Crawford actually.
50-metre penalty's been paid against Lauren Gooden, I think, for going over the mark on Letitia Jeffrey's kick-in.
Yeah, they're very big on that one. The kick out, you cannot go forward of that mark. You can go left or right, but as soon as you go forward, they will call the 50 every day of the week.
Yeah, so Crocs are in the centre square.
They kick another goal here, and they are right in it.
It's only 10-minute mark of the final quarter, so there's a good 6 or 7 minutes to go.
So Bush in front recovers and picks up kicks forward. Brock down there runs onto it and now looks to centre the ball into the corridor. Good defensive work down there, but the ball's loose on the ground. And Forsyth again for Districts. But a quick kick forward, and here's an opportunity through Brock. Brock advances it to the goal square. It's going all the way, bouncing, but just the wrong side of the goalpost.
And Grace Mulvale was looking so dangerous there running into it.
She was lurking. For every inside 50, you just look for Grace Mulvale thinking, what's she going to do here?
She's a freak. Nightcliff 7-3, 45, leading Southern Districts 5-6, 36 at the 11-minute mark of the final quarter in this elimination final.
Not going to get the job done with points here, though, Districts. They have to kick a goal.
Morrison takes that contested mark at half-back and now moves the ball on quickly, looking for Ward. Ball slips over the top under pressure from Jeffrey. Running onto it again was Forsyth, but the ball was knocked out of her hands. Ball's loose on the ground.
Wow,
Michaela Ward with some strength goes in and picks it up and drives it forward. Lee Feeney's first there, but a terrific tackle on her by Pittman. And it's a stalemate here, and we'll have a ball up.
Dakota's dad's Billy Feeney. Did he play for both of these clubs, Southern Districts and Nightcliff?
He certainly did.
About 300 games, would that be right, Stu?
That is correct.
Bit of trivia there for you all.
And Morrison kicks it over the back. Gooden running onto it again.
Oh, look at the speed.
And again she goes for the bounce. Again she loses control. She's back on it again, picks up, hooks around the corner and scores the goal. And gee, that makes it hard for Districts now, you would think.
It really does. Inspirational goal there from Nightcliff. And Eliza Morrison, she's been in everything today, and she just put on the boot quickly, let Lauren Gooden do her thing. Took another bounce, which I wasn't sure she was going to do here. And you can see on the replay that clearly she's got some pace. She's got some wheels, but takes another bounce and then managed just to body out and throw it on the boot. Wow.
Yeah, great goal, Lauren Gooden. That score now, Nightcliff 8-3, 51, leading Southern Districts 5-6, 36. We're about the 12.5-minute mark of this final quarter at TIO Stadium in Darwin. You're watching the live stream. Thanks to AFLNT.
So the ball up. Vancurvis in there doing the ruck work now. She picks it up and gets a quick kick forward. They have to get their hands on the ball and hit the scoreboard quickly to have a chance in this match now, you would think, Southern Districts. But it's Nightcliff coming out of defence, and Mollier does some clever work to duck around her opponent there. Hand passes off to Morrison. Morrison eventually runs around and kicks down towards half forward, where Hill Carter got her hands on the ball, couldn't take the mark. It spills loose now, and another opportunity. The hand pass comes across. Mollier again. She ducks back inside, put her teammate under plenty of pressure. Play on's the call, picked up by Reid, who hand passes inboard. But it's Districts through Siddons. The kick comes out to Nankervis, and Nankervis kicks wide, and the mark's taken out there by Rebecca Wing. She plays on quickly. Mulvale in the contest here, running onto it, but couldn't get her hands on the ball, and she's still in the play. That ball was just dropped like a hot potato on the ground, and free kick.
I've got to go quick here. What's happening? I know they've got to kick the goal, but they also need to
get it back and get started again.
Need to do this quickly.
Yeah, we've just ticked over 14 minutes on the scoreboard, so
Jessie Brockett is.
You'd want to get a move on. Someone needs to be talking to her from Southern Districts.
So Brock coming in now, kicks on the way. She's left that one out to the right, and in fact it's bounced just inside the boundary line. So
I was just looking down at the Nightcliff bench, and Shannon Miller's down there with her crew, and it's good to see Jason Bonson down there, Stu, a former player of Nightcliff, and he coached Waratah about 10 or 12 years ago, women, and but has gone back to his club, and he's a fixture in the women's coaching ranks at Nightcliff. Bono.
Hannah Turnbull out there won the ball and hand pass forward, but it's gone out of bounds and another boundary throw in. So Nightcliff will be pretty happy just to slow things down and keep having repeat stoppages at this stage of the game.
I've got a pretty big list of Nightcliff's best written in front of me, Heidi.
It's going to be a tough job at the end of the game.
Yeah, for sure.
So the ball's loose on the outer wing now, and picked up down there by Wills, who hand passed out. Michaela Ward drives it forward. Gooden again for Nightcliff, uses her body well and chipped it inboard, but the mark spilt there. Like another foot race as the ball runs down towards goal, kicked off the ground, and that's a goal.
Christy Irvine again.
Wow.
No problem whatsoever, and that would be the sealer, I would think.
Yeah.
So.
What a massive pickup for Nightcliff to get 4x playing for them. Heidi?
I'm sure Eliza Morrison got in her ear a couple of times
would have
and
to.
managed to convince her. But just what she offers with her experience, but not only that, she clearly has the nous around the ball. She's got physicality, loves all the aggression part of the game, the tackling.
Yeah. I remember 12 years ago, showing my age, but her and Bo Dela Cruz were, football was in its infancy kind of thing up here. There was only about 4 teams in the women's competition, and her and Bo Dela Cruz were just the most gifted footballers going around. So Bo Dela Cruz, obviously 3-time Australian representative in a number of sports, represented Australia in 3 sports. But yeah, Christy Irvine, great goal, great player over a long period of time.
So Emily Casey with the clearance for Nightcliff down towards Ward. She picks up, runs around, and now kicks the ball deep into the forward line. Over the back, working hard, was Megan Crawford in defence, and eventually won the ball and got a kick out, but only as far as Casey again. Casey has a flying shot at goal, but just offline.
Emily Casey's been one of their consistent performers, but been relatively quiet today. She's done some good things in the first half and a little bit here in this final quarter, but hasn't been one of their main players, which is great to see that you don't have to rely on the same player every week. They're all chipping in today.
So the kick in, but it's Irvine for Nightcliff, who drives it back in towards the top of the goal square. The ball's loose about 20 metres out from the Nightcliff goal, and now a couple of players wrapped up and another restart. So the clock ticking down now, and it's going to end Southern District's campaign, you would think, for the 2020-21 season.
Yeah. And Nightcliff should advance to next week, which they would be pretty happy about, as Jamie Lee Jimmy kicks that one into the goal square.
Gooden again underneath it. She's got 3 opponents, and Districts have worked it out this time, and Bella Clark on the end of this one takes the mark. She's looking to move the ball quickly towards the outer side of the ground now. She does that and finds a teammate, Hugavine Hill, out there. She plays on straight away, takes a bounce and drives the ball further down, but she's got no one to kick to down there, and the best she could have hoped for was the boundary line. Doesn't get the boundary line, and Nightcliff tidy up and chip it inside, and Morrison's there again. She goes down the line to Port Jimmy in front of the scoreboard, and Port Jimmy just
might be all she wrote, Stu.
Taking the pace off the game now. The kick goes down towards half forward, through a couple of players' hands, and
I reckon Rhiannon Bush just rolled her ankle when she went for that mark, and the siren has sounded. So it is Nightcliff that advance to next week of finals, knocking out reigning premiers Southern Districts 9-3, 57 to 5-6, 36. Heidi.
Oh, well, I think they got a rocket last week getting beaten by Waratahs, and they have certainly come out firing today, but I could not fault Nightcliff Footy Club. Eliza Morrison was absolutely outstanding. Lauren Gooden showed her worth. Michaela Ward started to get into the game that second half. Sam Clark, fantastic in the back line. I had Exie Irvine as a bit of a bolter there, but gee, she had some impact. And I thought Jamie Lee Pujimi as well. She just had just danger. Every time the ball went near her, she was going to create something out of it. And really, when you look across it at Southern Districts, there were only really three to four key players that I thought stood up today, being Ree Bush, Grace Mulvale and Bella Clark, and they probably needed a little bit more out of some players like Letitia Jeffrey and the likes to really get over the line today.
Yeah, that's right. And Nightcliff are impressive and are really in the hunt. You wouldn't want to be the loser of the next game coming up against Nightcliff next week, you would think. And you think that there's. You mentioned Emily Casey wasn't as influential today. Michaela Ward probably wasn't either, and so it bodes well for what they can do for the rest of the final series. You would think. Absolutely,
Stu. We've got a great women's final series on our hand, and that means a new grand final lineup as well, with Waratah missing finals and Southern Districts now bundled out of the race. So
bring on the next game, I'd say, Buffs and Saints.
For sure. So thanks to everyone for watching the coverage of AFLNT finals. We're going to leave this game, but hang around because St Mary's and Darwin Buffets will be up next.